Hi, my name is Jim Ave, and I am the professor for Kinesiology 771 Research Methods in Kinesiology. From here on out, I'm just going to call this class Research Methods. Um, I hope that you had a good couple weeks off from the summer and you are energized and ready to start a new semester. This class is unique in some ways, especially this particular section of our class, because we have several different types of students in this class. We have athletic trainers who started the program in the summer, so you've had classes already. Then we have a brand new cohort of physical education emphasis students. This is one of their first classes. And then we have I believe a student who is going to do a thesis in the graduate program, and I believe we also have a student that's doing what's called an individualized Masters of Arts program. So we have a pretty eclectic group of students in this class. Hopefully we'll all be able to work together in this class and understand more about research methods through the time in our class. With that said, let me go ahead and read our passage for this class. It's from Psalms chapter 139, verses 1 through 3 from the English Standard Version. And King David wrote, "O Lord, you have searched me and know me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from afar. You search out my path and my lying down, and are acquainted with all my ways." This passage teaches that the Lord is all-knowing, present in all places, which can be kind of frightening if depending on your view of God. If you have a view of God that God's trying to catch you and punish you, and He's not a good, gracious God, and that can be very scary. But I believe that Scripture, the Bible, teaches that God is a loving, caring, forgiving, and merciful God. He does punish sin. He also is full of justice and mercy. So I believe this passage gives us hope that God loves us because of the way we are made, because He made us. This is one of my favorite passages in Scripture. If you have never read it, I would encourage you to go to the Bible and read this particular passage. You can find it online at just search Psalm 139. It'll show up in Google. All right, who am I? I got my information here. As you can see on the screen, it's blacked out. But in the syllabus that you've downloaded and have in front of you, you have my contact information. My office hours are Tuesday and Thursday, 9 to 4 p.m. I think I'll be on campus on Wednesdays too this semester, in East Hall, room 231. If you are local and you need help, please set up a meeting with me, and love to help you in any way I can. If you're off, not close to Fresno, we can do that online too, through my cell phone number, office number, Skype if we need to do it. Just contact me. I'm here to help. This class is pretty challenging. It's different than any other class that you will take in the program or probably have taken as a student. I'll talk about that once I get into the purpose of the class. So our class is 8 weeks in length. It's from August 25th through October 17th. It goes by very quickly. So stay on top of things. Those of you who have been in the program already, you know that the things that you need to do to be successful in this class and every class in the program is that you need to set up time in your schedule that you are doing coursework. And I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But that's, to me, it's one of the best ways to be successful in this class is set up in your schedule. You got time in your schedule that the only thing that you're doing during that time is working on your class. So let's talk about this class, the Research Methods course. The purpose of this class is to teach you how to use research to inform the way you teach you coach, provide athletic training services, or do administration to athletic programs. I don't know if I coined this term, but I use it a lot, and I haven't really searched online or anywhere else to see if anybody else has come up with this term. I call it evidence-based academics. In medicine and athletic training, which is my background, we use what's called evidence-based practice, which means that we use the evidence to inform the way we make clinical decisions to treat our patients. Well, in this class and in the graduate program, the evidence that we use are the various types of literature that we'll talk about this week, because that's one of our topics in week one. So the various types of literature, and then we base our teaching, coaching, athletic training services, and administration decisions and practices or techniques on the findings and the conclusions from this literature. So the evidence informs the way that we do our job, or in our class it will be the way that we write our papers, because this is academics. And so we're using the evidence from research to inform our thought processes. That's why you'll hear me harp a lot about support your thoughts with research. That's one of my common remarks in student papers, because unless you're doing writing about personal experiences, you're not going to cite anything. But everything else, it's expected that this is all evidence-based or research-based. So we're trying to have you become a scholarly kinesiology practitioner. So that's the gist of this class. You can read the course description. It doesn't say it as fancy as I have it up there with the academic stuff. I'm going to go briefly over our mission statement. The Masters of Arts in Kinesiology mission is to prepare professionals, who are you, to become exemplary and scholarly practitioners in kinesiology by providing opportunities for academic, social, spiritual, professional, and personal development. This class is going to hit more of the academic side of things than it is some of these other areas. In other classes, you'll be working on some of these other areas. Our program student learning outcomes. These are the things that we expect our students to be able to do or become by the end of the program. I use this NASPE, which stands for the National Association for Sport and Physical Education document from 2008. It's about what should program directors like myself, how should a curriculum be set up for students who are that are PE teachers that are in master's program. What type of things should they focus on? I've tailored it towards our grad program and changed some of the things because the principles are excellent, and we just modified them. In some of your classes, you will be asked to reflect and explain what these different PSLOs mean, and how you have actually satisfied them in the coursework of a particular course or in the graduate program as a whole. The student learning objectives for our class. By the end of this course, the students will be able to do all these various things. You can read those on your own. Textbook. Hopefully you've already bought the textbook already. If not, you're going to have to buy it online because you're definitely going to need the Thomas Nelson Silverman textbook this week. Research Methods in Physical Education, the 6th edition. Again, if you don't have a book right now, you need to go to humankinetics.com and buy the electronic version of the book because you need it this week. If you haven't already bought the American Association or Psychological Association, also known as APA, this Concise Rules of APA Styles, 6th edition, you need to buy that right now. I have information in the course. I have a file for APA. It's actually what I use quite a bit. It's a sample paper written using APA. Usually when students ask me questions about it, I'll first go to that document, see if I can answer it, If I can't, then I'll go to this concise rules document, this tool. There's also a lot of tools online. Search Google about APA, and you should be able to find some stuff. Just a supplementary resource. You don't have to worry about buying it. It's just what I use for some other additional information in the class. All right, let's look at our schedule here. We have 8 weeks to get everything done in our course. I'm not going to go over every single week. You can see all the material in Moodle. But each week we'll go over quite a few different topics. And we'll have different assignments each week. Let me go talk about the assignments that you do have. You have one exam. It's going to be a final exam at the end of the class. It's going to be comprehensive. A little bit, some of the exam which is right here, will be in-class Moodle exam, which will have multiple choice, like short answer, those type of things. You have a time limit. I think I have it at 3 hours. I may just get rid of the time limit. But it's open book. It's take home, or it's not really take home. It's open book, so you have access to your resources for that. Then the other part of the final exam is a take home final, where I'll ask you to do some things, and but again, it's a take home. And you have access to all your resources, so you have a 100-point final exam. Then you'll see in the schedule that we have various learning activities during the class, and these are really to help you understand different topics in our class. And then other thing is your signature assignment for this class is this research paper. I have another presentation discussing the research paper, so I'm not going to talk about that very much in here. But one thing you will see is this is a major change that I've made in this course for starting this year. It's one of the things I've gotten some feedback over the couple years or so, that in the research paper, such a significant assignment in the course, that sometimes students are kind of lost what to do in some of the sections. So you'll see in the class schedule that I have various drafts of this paper due, not worth any points. I really suggest that you turn this in to get feedback from me about this. So I have all these different drafts that are due. I'll give you feedback, so by the time the paper's due, you should have a pretty easy job getting that final paper done. So I hope that you'll actually do these rough drafts. What I do expect on the rough drafts, and of course I'll repeat this in the class itself, is I expect you to follow the formatting structure for your draft, for the final paper. I also have provided you with examples of completed papers that you should use to help you with this, especially for the formatting. But when I wrote my dissertation, which a dissertation is when you complete a doctorate, a PhD or EDD program, every student has to do original research. That's called doing a dissertation. So when I was doing that, I checked out in the library completed dissertations. They were similar in topic, not exactly the same, so I can see how the formatting was done, the language that students used, and so that's why I'm providing you with these examples, so you can see what other students, how they have written it. And I've tried to provide feedback for some of the students that, papers are good, but not excellent. I've also provided excellent papers too. I'm not going to go over that assignment, or that assignment, or that assignment, or that assignment. Just so you know, you'll turn in all your assignments in Moodle. I don't like students to have late papers. We are all professionals in this graduate program, so I expect every student to be a professional in their coursework, and so that means turning everything in on time. If something happens in your life, dog dies, you get sick, your family member gets sick, that's affecting your ability to do the coursework that week, please let me know. Send me an email, text me, let me know what's going on. If it becomes a habitual issue, then that's a different story. One-time thing, I understand. We're all adults here. Let's treat each other like adults. Just let me know what's going on with your life. Your computer crashes, let me know what's going on. One situation that is not acceptable, for lack of a better term, is that I'm really busy at work. We're all really busy at work. We're all there. I know the fall semester is difficult. You have to be better at time management skills in order to be successful in an accelerated graduate program. The only thing I want to point out on this grading rubric is, if you'll notice that we have A minus, B plus, B minus, C, F. And you see in the C grade, if you earn a C in this course, it's unacceptable work. This means you did not meet the minimum requirements for this course or the graduate program as a whole. If you earn a C in any course in this graduate program, you have to repeat that course. You cannot graduate from this graduate program with a C in a class. You have to maintain a 3.0 cumulative GPA, and you have to have B minus or greater on all your courses. This stuff here is accreditation issues, so don't worry about that. Let's talk about expectations that all faculty have for, and I have for you in this class. This is an 8-week course. It's 3 units, which means that for every 1 unit that you're in a class, you should be expected to spend 3 to 6 hours doing additional coursework. So 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 6 is 18, so you should be expecting to spend anywhere from 15 to 30 hours per week in this class doing coursework. Now, what's that mean? That means then you're doing something right now. You're listening to this lecture or this presentation. That's part of that hours. There's going to be other lectures and presentation in this class. There's going to be writing papers, going into the online library and finding journal articles and reading those journal articles and writing papers, responding to threaded discussion. That's all included in that. It's the stuff that you should be doing anyways in this course. As I said earlier, since we have some new students in this class to the program, the way to be successful in this program is to look at your schedule and figure out where you can put in the various hours that you need to do for this program. You're taking 2 classes. Every student's taking 2 classes at one time. So how are you going to carve out 10 to 15, 20 hours in your schedule per week? Don't wait till Saturday and Sunday to do the coursework. You will not be successful in this graduate program. You will fail. I can guarantee you that. I've been doing this almost 10 years. You have to do a little bit every day. An hour here, an hour there. Set it up in your schedule. Nothing else can, unless an emergency, can block you from doing that. That's what it'll take for you to be successful in this graduate program and in this class. Every student has been given an FPU email. I expect you to check that email. If you don't like checking that email, forward it to an email that you want to check. In the Moodle orientation class, I have a video in there to teach you how to forward your email. That's what I do. I have 2 FPU emails. One email I have it forwarded to my other email. So I do hold you accountable for the information that I email out. The other thing I hold you accountable is in this class I'll have a lot of course announcements. It's the way I'll communicate with every student in the class about like assignments and various things in the course. I have those set up to send out as an email when I make those, so that's the other reason why you need to check your email. But you're also held accountable for any other information that I place in the class. I'll typically open the course modules for the next week every Sunday morning before I go to church or after I get home from church, so you know what's coming up for the next week. I do expect you to take the time and read and follow all the assignment directions. I have tried to put detailed information there. If you're not sure what to do, please ask. And when I talk about asking, I want you to use our question and answer forum. More than likely, other students in the class have exactly the same question. So use that forum first. Start there, ask your question. I'll answer it. I'm usually in the class quite a bit every single day. As somebody else, you've asked that question, you know the answer, go ahead and answer the question. I'll back it up, and if you say, yeah, that's correct. If it's more of a personal question, like your grades and stuff like that, email me, and I'll answer those questions. We can talk on the phone. We can set up the time to talk if you need additional help with this course. Again, this class is kind of challenging just because it's material that you've probably never had before. Most students have never taken a research methods course before. I never took one into my graduate program, so it was a bit challenging for me. It's like learning a brand new language. You are going to struggle, just expect that, but you can get through this. But you have to put the time in. You have to read the textbook. You have to listen to the presentations. You have to take time to write your answers to the different assignments. I really suggest to work with somebody else in this course. It'll be very beneficial to you. I think all this other stuff you can read on your own. If you need help, please ask for help. I'm here to help you throughout this whole class. We are covering a lot in the 8 weeks. It moves by very quickly. Please do the rough drafts for your research paper. Use the examples of the completed research papers for that assignment.